The power of relentless action. There comes a moment in every life when silence grows heavier than noise, a moment when dreams become too loud to ignore, yet too distant to touch, a moment when the world outside demands conformity, but the world inside cries out for more. It is here, standing between who you are and who you are meant to become, that one truth emerges like a roaring fire. Only action separates the dreamer from the doer. Not thought, not intention, not even desire. Action, relentless action. History has never crowned the man who almost tried. It has never remembered the woman who almost dared. The future belongs to those who moved, who fought, who rose from the dust again and again, fueled not by perfection, but by an unshakable decision to act. Thomas Edison did not wait for inspiration to fall like rain. He built the lightning bolt himself. Over 10,000 failures, 10,000 blows of the hammer against the unseen, until finally the light broke through. He understood what most never will, that waiting is a slow death. That hesitation is the silent assassin of greatness. There is no perfect moment. There is no ideal set of conditions. There is only now, sharp, fleeting, brutal in its honesty, daring you to move or be moved by life instead. You were not born to be an observer in this world. You were born to bend it. But bending the world requires more than passion. It demands clarity. You must know what you are chasing with the precision of a hawk diving from the heavens. A vague wish will never withstand the storms of reality. Only a burning, precise vision will drive you to lace your boots at 4 a.m., to knock on doors slammed 100 times before, to build when others have long since surrendered. Andrew Carnegie, the steel titan, was not guided by luck or talent alone. He had a vision etched into his mind so deeply, so fiercely, that it consumed every fiber of his being. While others slept, while others doubted, he took action again and again, until the earth itself bent to his will. So I ask you, what do you want so badly it keeps you awake at night? What vision would you fight for if failure were not an option? The world is not waiting for you to find clarity. It is moving forward with or without you. But once you see your path, once your vision ignites into a firestorm behind your ribs, action must become your only religion. Not talking, not planning, not dreaming, doing. Relentless action is not random. It is disciplined. It is the daily decision to honor your vision with sweat and blood and perseverance, long after the excitement fades. Discipline is the bridge between thought and reality. Walt Disney did not stumble into magic. He built it from barren swamplands others dismissed as worthless. He faced bankruptcy, betrayal, ridicule. Yet every morning he moved one stone, laid one plank, dreamed one dream louder than the day's defeats. He acted, not perfectly, but relentlessly. Understand this. Discipline is not about motivation. Motivation is fleeting, as delicate as morning mist. Discipline is brutal. It is the hammer striking iron, day after day, forging the life you demand against the fires of adversity. And adversity will come. The path of relentless action is littered with those who wilted at the first storm. You must be different. You must see obstacles not as reasons to stop, but as signals to grow stronger. Abraham Lincoln knew defeat intimately. Before he was president, he lost election after election, failed in business, suffered personal tragedy. Yet each setback became a stone laid in the foundation of his character. He did not allow failure to become his identity. He acted again and again and again until the tide of history had no choice but to recognize him. Resilience is your superpower. It is the will to get up faster than you fall. It is the refusal to accept temporary defeat as permanent death. It is knowing that the only way forward is through. The great oak tree does not curse the storm. It becomes stronger because of it. So must you. You must greet adversity like an old friend, with grit in your teeth and fire in your soul. You must learn to welcome the pain, to harvest the lessons hidden inside every failure, every rejection, every sleepless night when doubt gnaws at your bones. Because each time you act in the face of fear, each time you move when you feel broken, you are rewriting your destiny. But action without gratitude is hollow. It becomes a race with no finish line, a hunger that devours itself. Gratitude is the compass that keeps you grounded. It is not complacency, it is power. Henry Ford, at the height of his empire, never forgot the simple miracle of possibility. The idea that an ordinary man could change the world with an extraordinary dream. Be grateful for the chance to fight, for the breath in your lungs, for the mountain you have been chosen to climb. Because it is a privilege to struggle for something greater than yourself. It is a sacred honor to bleed for a vision that will outlive your name. And as you act and move and shape your life with your own two hands, you will discover something astonishing. The very act of moving forward sharpens your mind. Action is the forge of wisdom. It is not theory that teaches, it is battle. Every mistake, every misstep, every unforeseen consequence is not failure. It is priceless tuition at the University of Life. The man who acts learns faster than the man who plans. The woman who dares learns deeper than the woman who dreams. Action is the knife that carves your instincts from raw stone into living steel. This is why you must never wait until you feel ready. Readiness is a myth, whispered by fear to keep you still. You prepare by moving. You learn by leaping. You evolve by enduring. Every giant you admire, every pioneer, every legend, every conqueror of the impossible, understood this brutal truth. Progress belongs to those willing to look foolish in the beginning. When others laughed, they worked. When others doubted, they dared. When others waited, they acted, again and again and again, until the tides of reality broke before them. The soil of success is watered by endless imperfect action. You will not be perfect when you begin. You are not supposed to be. Perfection is the reward of the relentless, not the requirement. Do not ask the world for permission to rise. Take it. Snatch it from the jaws of fear with bloody, trembling hands if you must. The world does not move for those who whisper their dreams. It moves for those who roar them into existence with action too loud to be ignored. But action must have direction. It must be tied to a purpose larger than comfort, larger than vanity, larger than the shallow cravings of the ego. Purpose is what keeps the fire burning when the nights stretch long and the victories feel distant. Purpose turns sacrifice into sacred offering. Purpose turns struggle into stepping stones. When Martin Luther King Jr. marched through streets filled with hatred and fear, he was not driven by a thirst for recognition. He was fueled by purpose so mighty, so relentless, that no force on earth could extinguish it. Purpose is not found in silence. It is forged in the fires of action. It is discovered not by thinking about life, but by living it, fully, fiercely, without apology. So move. Move toward the edge of your fears. Move into the uncharted territories of your talents. Move even when you are uncertain, trembling, gasping for air. Because motion itself will awaken clarity. Motion itself will summon allies unseen. Motion itself will unlock powers dormant within you, sleeping dragons waiting for your call to arms. And when you act, relentlessly, defiantly, faithfully, you begin to awaken a force more potent than anything this world can throw against you. Momentum. Momentum is not a gift. It is earned through the blood of persistence. At first, every step will feel like an act of war against inertia. Your muscles will ache. Your mind will rebel. Your doubts will scream. But if you persist, if you refuse to break, something miraculous happens. The same energy you once spent fighting gravity now propels you forward. The first hour of study bleeds into 5. The first cold call becomes 100. The first brick laid becomes a towering empire. Momentum transforms mountains into pebbles. Momentum turns the impossible into inevitable. But it demands loyalty. You must feed it daily with decisive action, no matter how small. You must honor it with discipline when the world gives you every excuse to falter. Momentum is a jealous master. Neglect it for a day, and it begins to die. Neglect it for a week, and you will feel as though you are starting from ashes. So build it. Protect it. Guard it with your life. Because once momentum is fully awakened, once the gears are turning and the fires are raging inside you, you will become unstoppable. Not because the world changed, but because you changed. You will no longer need motivation to move. You will move because it is who you are. You will no longer beg life for permission. You will command it. You will no longer fear failure. You will see it as the sharpening stone for your unstoppable will. But beware, the greatest enemy of relentless action is not defeat. It is distraction. The world will offer you 1,000 shining escapes from your purpose, 1,000 quick pleasures, cheap validations, easy roads to nowhere. Do not trade your destiny for amusement. Do not sell your soul for convenience. The men and women who shaped history did not spend their finest hours scrolling through the meaningless noise of the world. They built, they wrote, they studied, they acted. Their lives were symphonies of discipline, crafted note by note, day by day, in the silent hours when no one was watching. You are no different. Your masterpiece is waiting. Your impact is waiting. But only if you are willing to forsake distraction and choose devotion. Devotion to your craft. Devotion to your growth. Devotion to the future version of yourself that the world desperately needs but has not yet seen. Because, make no mistake, the world needs you. It needs your gifts, your courage, your relentless action in the face of a culture drunk on passivity. You were not born to blend in with the tide. You were born to be a force so great, so magnetic, that the tide bends to you.